Hello YouTube, it's Tams the Wicked Witch. Welcome back to my channel. So today's quick witchcraft on a budget 5-minute witchy tips video is witch's black salt, and I'm going to show you how to make it. I'll give you a little quick rundown on what witch's black salt is used for, just in case you don't know. So witch's black salt is fantastic for removing negativity, negative energy, anything evil, protecting, you can add it in for things that are protecting your house, protecting yourself. You could have it in the garden, in your home, in with spell work. It's really, really good at absorbing negative energy and getting rid of it. So, just as salt absorbs moisture, let's say, that's basically what it does. It absorbs negative energy, gets rid of it. So it's really good for anything like that. I might make mine slightly different, but I thought I'd show you how I make mine. I use mine along with a few other ingredients, and I'm going to show you just quickly how to make it. Again, because we're doing witchcraft on a budget, you don't need anything fancy. You will need an empty jar, which you could have washed up from something from the kitchen. If this jar has not been smudged already, you would take your smudge stick and light it and cleanse the jar. You do not want to put this salt straight in. Even though the salt absorbs anything negative, I still like to cleanse everything I use. This one has been cleansed, okay? Just remember, you'd need a smudge. You'd cleanse the jar. If you don't know how to do that, if you refer back to my circle salt video, I go through it a bit in there, so I'll link that below. So this jar is already cleansed. Again, I haven't bought it. It's just something that had, it's a jar from the kitchen that I've washed up. So that's that. You will need sea salt. Now, I've got flaked sea salt that I'm going to use because I have a whole packet of it that's not been used yet. Don't use the regular table salt for this. You want to use actual sea salt. So that's sort of flaky little like little lumps, and then obviously sea salt is a little bit bigger, sort of little circular lumps, isn't it? And that's what you want. So you want sea salt. You need a jar. You're going to need a pestle and mortar. Mine's really cute. It's got a pentagram on it. I don't know if you can see that. I absolutely love it. It's a little black one. It's really cool. But you're going to need a pestle and mortar. You're going to need a piece of charcoal. I have a piece actually there. You could use charcoal discs or the dust and the charcoal discs from your cauldron. If you don't have a cauldron or you don't have access to charcoal, you could use charcoal from a pencil, a proper charcoal pencil from the barbecue. With that, I would again have just saged it because it's been sitting outside. And yeah, you can get charcoal from most places. If you've got a coal fire, just, pinch a bit out of there. You will need 1 cinnamon stick. You will need a tablespoon of graveyard dirt. Now, I will do a graveyard dirt video. It was on my other channel, which obviously sadly has been deleted and the video is all lost. But you will need a tablespoon of graveyard dirt, and I will make a video about that and how to collect it and things like that. If you don't have graveyard dirt, you can leave it out. It's just something that I've always used, but it does give it that good little bit of a kick. So tablespoon of graveyard dirt. I had in this jar here all of my dried rosemary that was left. I need to start drying again. I'm nearly out. So I've literally tipped the dried rosemary into the end of my incense burner with all the incense ashes and some ashes from my sage smudge, which I just showed you. And that's all in there. So you're going to need that. So we need remnants of the incense, your holder, all your incense burnings, and your sage burnings, all your ashes. You're going to need a tablespoon of graveyard dirt, 1 cinnamon stick, 1 piece of charcoal or a disc. You're going to need your salt. You're going to need something to put it in, and the pestle and mortar. So I'm going to tip the dried rosemary. Oh, and the dried rosemary, obviously. Sorry. So if you haven't got rosemary in your garden, I have, and I dry my own. You could just buy some from the supermarket dried already and use that. But it's not quite as potent as if you dry your own. So get yourself a little rosemary plant and plant it, and it's fantastic. Really good in lots of things, rosemary. So we're going to put the dried rosemary, ashes from the incense and ashes from the sage into the pestle and mortar. I've spilt it all over the table, but you know, try and be a bit more delicate than me. So that's in there. We're going to add the graveyard dirt. We're going to add the piece of charcoal, and then we're going to start grinding. Now, it's quite hard work grinding away. If you had, I keep saying I'm going to get like a massive pestle and mortar, but I don't seem to be getting around to that. But this little one, it is cute, but it's not big enough, because you can obviously make much bigger quantities of stuff if you had a bigger one. So that's that. We're only going to make a small amount, obviously just to show you on camera today, and then I'll finish it off at a later date. I'm going to have to do Saint Gross, I'm sorry. I can never pull packets apart. So we have our sea salt, and I'm just going to put about 2 tablespoons in here just to show you. So we've got that in there, in with everything else, and then we are grinding this all up. Now, it's January the 9th, I think, today. It might be the 10th, I can't remember. I think it's the 9th, and it's full moon. So what I will do when I make my black salt is I will prepare it in the jar, and then I will leave it out on my ledge in the garden just overnight to get a little bit extra power in there, you know, a little bit extra magic, so it's a little bit more potent for your works and your magics and your spells. So yeah, we're quite lucky that the full moon is tonight, and we can do that with this. I'm going to put another couple of tablespoons roughly of the salt in, if I can find the opening where I split it. There we go. So let's just put a little bit more in there. I mean, obviously it all depends how much you want to make. You could make a great big jar of this, so that you've got loads, or you could just make yourself a little bit. It's, you know, whatever you want. So yeah, give it a stir around. And now you can see we're really taking off now. So we have, let's just get it like that so that you can see it on camera. And there we have our black salt. We're going to put our black salt into a jar. You will see that there are a few little pieces of rosemary. Can't help that, it's dried rosemary. You've got it out of the garden, so, and dried it yourself. So, you know, if you bought it from the shop, it's not as potent, but it will crush down a little bit better. That could have done with a little bit more, but this is a quick video just to show you. So what we've done, we've got our sea salt, and we've got our spoonful of graveyard dirt, and we've got our piece of charcoal, and we've got our dried rosemary and the ashes from incense, probably from about 3 weeks worth if you can, and the ashes from your sage smudge. And we have put all of that into a pestle mortar, ground it, and then we have put it into the jar. Now at this point I would fill this with my intentions to do with removing negativity. You could say whatever you wanted, and usually when I put my intent in, I'm holding the jar, I'm visualizing, putting in the intent. So you could say anything you wanted or nothing at all. You could say it in your head, you could say it out loud, you could make up a little chant, anything you wanted. I always put in mine a stick of cinnamon, and as I say, cinnamon to me is a great protection herb as well, and I use cinnamon a lot for protection in the house, and I'll do a video on that as well. But as I say, we have our black salt in the bottom, the cinnamon stick, and we're going to put this in the full moon. So as we hold this, and you're putting your intent in, and obviously you wouldn't be doing it this quick, but it's for the video, I would say maybe something like, oh, let's just think, witch's black salt, protect me, remove all negativity, as I will it, so shall it be. Or don't know, anything. It doesn't have to rhyme. You can say anything you wanted, a little chant or anything you wanted, just, you know, and then you're visualizing that this is powerful and you're putting in your intent for this, and you're going to be using it obviously to remove negativity, anything evil, house protection. It goes in spells, it stands alone, it can go in the garden, you can put it in floor washes, you can put it in the little bit of it in the bath if you wanted to wash away things from your body. Yeah, you could have it in plant pots in the garden. You could have little sprinkles of it. As again, it's in spell work. It's kind of on its own as a spell. You could put it in with other stuff. It's absolutely fantastic. So Witch's Black Salt, really easy to use. The jar costs nothing, 1 cinnamon stick, and we've got some sea salt, which most of you have got in the cupboard, I would imagine, and you've got your ashes and a piece of charcoal from a disc, which, you know, or the fire. There's not really anything here. If you bought the salt, you could probably get that for £1, and the jars cost nothing, and perhaps the cinnamon sticks are a couple of quid if you had to buy a whole thing. So again, it's witchcraft on a budget. It's simple, it's easy, and it's effective. This kicks ass. It's really good. I hope you enjoyed this quick how to make video. Please give me a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more things like this. I'm going to try and do one of these every week. And along with all the other videos, the witchcraft, the horror, and Halloween and anything like that. So thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all soon. See you later.